This is the story of Bedo ap Richard from Wales. He's probably the most incorrectly documented person I've ever seen. If your family tree looks like this, then it's wrong. The number one rule when it comes to researching your family tree is that just because someone says something doesn't make it true. When it comes to the story of Bedo ap Richard, that rule should be just because 200 or even 2,000 someone say something, it doesn't make it true either. The story gets a little confusing because so many people have built their family trees based on false information. Bedo ap Richard's father is in fact Richard ap Hywel, but Richard ap Hywel's father is not Hywel ap Madog. Hywel ap Madog's only son is Morgan ap Hywel. Despite having the same last name, Morgan and Richard are not brothers. Morgan ap Hywel is married to Joan Button. Richard ap Hywel, the father of Bedo ap Richard, is not married to Joan Button. We know that Richard ap Hywel is Bedo's father, but who is Richard's father? Richard ap Hywel's father is Hywel ap Onion. That's, I think, how you pronounce the name. So how do we know all of this to be true? There are two old documents, the first being the Montgomeryshire Collection, Volume 8. It tells us that Bedo ap Richard has a son named Robert. It then tells us that Bedo's father is Richard ap Hywel, and then it tells us who his father is. If you look at the very bottom of the document, it then tells you who Bedo's son's mother is. That means Bedo's wife. The next proof of who Bedo really is comes from the Montgomeryshire pedigrees. This document is actually talking about Griffith ap Thomas, but in there it reveals to us that Bedo ap Richard's father is Richard ap Hywel, and that his father is Howard ap Onion. This, of course, matches with the previous document. Now we have two separate pieces of vital information that prove to us who Bedo ap Richard really is, who his father is, and who his grandfather is. The Montgomeryshire Collection document tells us that Richard Hywel is not from Glamorgan, but actually from Mathrafal. Mathrafal Castle is an area in Powys, whereas Glamorgan is in far south Wales. If you have Ralph Richardson in your family tree and have his father as Bedo ap Richard, your tree is wrong. Ralph Richardson's father, this is the Ralph Richardson from the Jersey Channel Islands, is not Bedo ap Richard.